we just received massive news that we have full approval from Telcoin for them to launch the first regulated digital asset bank. This allows for Telcoin to become the first true blockchain bank directly connecting US bank accounts to regulated digital cash stablecoins. And so this is absolutely massive. This is some of the biggest news in the cryptocurrency space, and I feel that 99% of people in crypto have not even heard of Telcoin. This is going to surprise a lot of people. We have been talking about Telcoin on the channel for about 5 years, continuously providing updates. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel to make sure you are getting the latest information. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this news here. We can see that Telcoin has received approval to launch the first regulated digital asset bank, and this has been in the works here for about 5 years. We talked about LB 649, which is the bill that was first initiated by Senator Mike Flood. This is to adopt the Nebraska Financial Innovation Act. And since then, they have been working very closely with regulators to become the first digital asset depository. And so today, it has officially been announced. Now, we'll go into some more of the details here on exactly what's going to be happening. However, before that does take place, I'd like to talk about some other information. We can see Telcoin here is up about 50% on the news. Currently trading around 0.004, and I think this will go much higher. This is only a market cap of around $430 million. If you take a look at the bigger picture here, they are going to be serving millions and millions of customers. They have partnerships that are potentially going to be announced here very soon as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We are seeing a exchange listing on Uphold that's going to be going live tomorrow. Right now, if you're an Uphold reward member, you can get access for the next 24 hours, and then this will get listed tomorrow. If you want to purchase Telcoin before this goes live, you can check out the Telcoin wallet. There's a link underneath the video to go ahead and sign up here. This is the simplest way to buy Telcoin. This is how I personally buy Telcoin, and there's other assets on here. This is also what will be used for Telcoin Bank as well, for the transfer of funds. And so go ahead and check that out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at LB649. As I mentioned, this was introduced back in January of 2021, over 5 years ago. And so they have been back and forth with regulators to make sure that they are compliant with the first digital asset depository. This is the first digital asset bank in the US. This comes before Ripple. This becomes before any other cryptocurrency, right? Even JPM Coin, that was just announced today as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This may be leaked information. Now, Storm Partners mentioned that new partnerships with global operators like Vodafone and Orange are now closer than ever through mobile-first DeFi integration. And so this was posted here. It was on X for about 4 hours. Then it did end up getting taken down. If we go ahead and take a look at Vodafone, they have 340 million customers in 15 different countries. Orange here has 291 million customers. And so we can see there, we are talking 600 million customers that are going to have access to Telcoin. Now there's other mobile network operators out there that could also be integrated. Now this is a significant amount of customers. We could continue to see this grow. Let's go ahead and talk about paying and the value of Telcoin. The TEL token is going to be the gas fee. EUSD is going to be the stablecoin. So if you are sending EUSD token from one recipient to another, you will pay gas fees in TEL. And then also if mobile network operators are utilizing this, they have to stake some Telcoin as well. And so this is where I think we will start seeing the value of Telcoin go up significantly. Only at a $340 million market cap right now, I think that is very small for what they have been building, and for the regulation and compliance and everything that they already have in place. If we take a look at some more information here about the approval to launch the first regulated digital asset bank, we can see their flagship product will be EUSD, which will be the first bank-issued on-chain US dollar stablecoin, offering consumers and a business a secure, compliant way to use digital cash for payments, remittances, and savings. It is the first bank charter to explicitly authorize connecting US consumers to DeFi. And so their charter makes history not just for Telcoin, but the entire US banking system. They are proving that a bank can issue on-chain digital cash responsibly and operate in full alignment with US regulators. EUSD brings the speed, transparency, and affordability of blockchain into everyday finance in a way that anybody can use. And so, this is the benefit of cryptocurrencies and blockchain, right? We can move money much faster at a cheaper cost. And so if there's better technology out there, why wouldn't we be using it? Telcoin Digital Asset Bank also intends to help community banks nationwide adapt to the evolving technology. There are almost 5,000 banks in the US, and only the largest 5% of them will be able to do digital assets in-house. Right? They have to have the rails, they have to have regulatory compliance, they have to go through a lot of different steps to offer digital assets. So that is where Telcoin comes into place. They already have the regulations, the compliance, they have their approval. So they are going to be able to help the other 95% of US banks stay relevant and connect to blockchain-based finance in a safe and sound manner, right? So we know that JP Morgan will be able to offer their own stablecoin with their payment rails, right? They will be able to get the compliance and regulatory standpoint. However, there's a lot of banks out there that are not going to be able to figure all that out, right? They're not going to have the rails to send money back and forth. That is where Telcoin already has this completed. And so by aligning digital assets within a regulated banking framework, Telcoin Digital Asset Bank bridges the $4 trillion blockchain economy with traditional finance to unlock technology for modern money, capital markets, and finance on the internet. And so there's a lot of benefits here with blockchain technology. And Telcoin has just opened the door to a lot of these benefits. And so this is definitely something to be paying attention to. I think this is some of the biggest news in the cryptocurrency space. And so as I mentioned, JPM Coin, right, just launched. However, how does this differentiate between JPM Coin and EUSD? Well, JP Morgan and EUSD are different. JPM Coin is a depository token that represents a deposit to JPM Morgan, and EUSD is a free-flowing payment stablecoin that represents true one-to-one full reserve-backed digital dollars operating transparently on public rails. And so this can be utilized with a ton of different banks, right? It's not specific to JP Morgan. And I think this is very beneficial, right? There's a lot of other smaller banks that may want to get involved in blockchain technology, and that is where they can start using the rails that Telcoin has developed, which would increase the value of Telcoin. Since this is the gas token, the more transactions that take place is going to continue to increase the value of Telcoin moving forward. And so if you enjoyed this video and found this information to be helpful, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for future videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.